All right. Good morning, good evening, good afternoon, everybody. Hope you're all doing great. Can just anybody confirm, are you all able to hear me loud and clear?
Arvind, good morning. You are audible.
Perfect. Thanks for the confirmation. And I did share my screen, and I hope you are able to see that too.
Yeah.
Perfect. All right. Once again, good morning, good evening, good afternoon, everybody, and welcome to the day one session of EDR. All right. Before we go any further, I would like to introduce myself. This is Arvind, and I'm going to be your instructor for the EDR with the Falcon, and also I'm going to be instructor for using of artificial intelligence or application of artificial intelligence in the life of a security analyst or a SOC. So I'll be here with you for 3 to 4 weeks from here, and I'll be covering most of the topics, which I'll be going through a quick walkthrough of all the topics. Coming to myself, I have been with the SIM experts for almost like 4.5, 4 years, right? 4 years now. I'm the one who actually created this entire workshop for the EDR, who created all the lab and who designed the entire syllabus. And this is, if I'm not wrong, I think this is my 12th or 10th batch that I'm actually taking. So it's like more than 800 students to date. So I'm very glad and I'm very excited to be part of this particular group. Coming to my experience, I have overall 9 years of experience working in the cybersecurity, and I have been in the different chairs. So I started my career as SOC L1 and been in the L2 and then been an L3. I have been an engineer. I have been a network security engineer, and currently I'm working as a manager in one of the company for threat hunting and incident response. That's a quick short introduction about myself. Um, With that being said, I would like to begin our session with the EDR. So I know there is a uh, quite difference with the, I mean, you have been now with Shilab, and it's a sudden switch that I'm taking over from here. So it might take some time for you all to get adjusted to the way I speak and the way I explain the things and the way how Shilab used to do it, right? So I just want to use this particular session, which is especially on for the day one, to bring you all onto the same page and make sure you understand my flow and vice versa. I do understand how to go with you all. And and as you know, we have different type of people in this particular group. So few may be very new to cybersecurity, few may be already working in the SOC, few may be, be the expert level in the cybersecurity or working in the SOC operations, right? So I want to go with the very slow momentum or begin with the very slow momentum of the this particular topic, and from there we will kickstart to the expert level. So, in short, what I'm trying to say here is whatever the session that we are going to cover today is going to be all theory, and we will stick to most of the basic concepts of EDR. We'll just try to understand what particular EDR is and why it is used, we actually need it, what are the different type of EDRs that are available. So those things are going to be the kind of agenda for us in this particular day. Again, as I said, we will try to keep it very simple, very short, or very minimal on the theory. I mean, mostly on the theory, and will not go in depth too much in technical, because the only agenda is to bring you all on the same page so that we don't, I mean, you all understand the way of the way I teach, and that will be easy for us to continue with upcoming sessions. Hope you all are clear with that. All right. Coming to this, the course, or I usually call it as a workshop. The reason why I call it as a workshop is we don't just keep listening, we don't just keep covering the topics, we do it as a task. We'll be taking each. task and we'll be doing it on the live. So I mostly call it as a workshop, and we will be having 40% of theory. So when I say this entire a workshop is designed in a way that you will be having 40% of theory and rest 60% you will be having hands-on experience. So when I say hands-on, we will be mostly be on the console. We will be looking into the resources and we will be configuring the resources which are like 60%. So I hope that should make you all more excited. I'll speak. I'll try to keep very less on the theory. Even I say 40%, I'll try to be very less on the theory, and I'll only be trying to try. I will try to cover the theory wherever it is actually required. So wherever it is like the big topics, I'll try to share some of the documents and make sure you are actually clear on those topics. And most of the time we'll just stick to we'll try to stick on to the practical session, and we'll try to cover most of the resources and or different options we have within the EDR. When I say EDR, the major tool that we're going to work, or the only tool that we're going to work, is CrowdStrike Falcon. All right. um in this particular entire session, we will be covering few different, I mean, in this entire, the training session, we'll be covering some of the domains. So maybe this is something that you can take it as takeaways. So the first domain that we're gonna cover is the EDR. Can anyone help me with what EDR stands for?
Endpoint Detection and Response.
Ended detection and response.
Perfect. So the first domain that we are going to cover in this particular entire workshop is the EDR. So when it comes to EDR, what I'm going to say is, in the EDR, we'll be covering mostly the Falcon. So in the Falcon, we will be covering from the admin level till all the way to the expert level. So when I say expert level in terms of analyst, so let me keep it simple. So we will be covering 30% of admin activities. So you might be wondering what this particular 30%, 40% actually mean, but I'll tell you what that actually is. So most of the people here in this particular group are for the SOC role, right? For the to begin their career with the SOC, or somebody might be already working in the SOC and they want to elevate their current level. So most of the people right here would be of the same, target or agenda. So what we are going to do is, we are not only going to teach you just um, the analyst standpoint, like how to handle the detections, how to handle the incidents, how to use the remediation, how to use RTR, how to use sandboxing. We're not only going to talk about that, but we also cover some of the admin activities. Like, I mean, basically, in the admin activities, we're going to cover how this particular EDR, Falcon as an EDR, how it actually works, and how the configuration is actually made in the backend, like architecture. What are the different components we have, and how do we actually integrate those components, and how do we integrate this entire Falcon in your organization? And then how do you integrate the Falcon with the SIEM? And how the incident flow is going to be from the EDR to your SIEM, and also the SOAR, if you have the SOAR in your environment. So, and along with that, we'll also be covering some of the protection policies, or some of the policies that we have within the EDR from the admin perspective. And I'll also be helping you how to manage the users, how to manage the endpoints, and then how to use some of the key functionalities within the admin. So in short, what I'm trying to say is, we will cover the most of the concepts of administrator activities, which are actually required for a SOC analyst to understand how EDR works in the backend, right? And that will also open an opportunity for you to search and apply for the jobs related to, the engineer position, like EDR engineer or, the EDR admin, for those, to explore those kind of opportunities as well. So that is the reason why we covered that 30% of admin activities, followed by um, other fo- um, 50% of SOC operations. So when I say SOC operations, so here in the SOC operation, as you see, most of the part that we are going to sit and be in the shoes of a SOC analyst, and we'll be beginning with the SOC L1, with SOC L2, and then we'll go all the way till SOC L3, and also we'll be dealing some of the activities which incident responses in an organization do. So we'll be in the chair of each and everyone's profile, and we will see how they use each and every resource of EDR to perform their investigation, remediation, containment, and eradication using Falcon as an EDR. So that is the most major concept that we actually be doing. And along with that, we'll also cover some of the dashboards. We'll be covering some of the what do we call that? Some of the operations related to USB scans and doing some of the scans, which is usually called as on-demand scans here in the EDR. And we'll also be looking at some of the IOC managements. So those were the clear kind of agenda what we usually cover. And again, it's not restricted. We still go through that particular resource and we'll try to explore as depth as possible. And along with that, we will try to cover 10% of details on threat hunting using EDR. Or maybe I can say 10% of threat hunting and 10% of threat intel using Falcon as EDR. So this is how we have actually designed this particular entire course. We just do not speak about SOC operations entirely. It is the combination of different domains. As you could see here, we got Falcon admin as one domain, which is incident response, and you also have SOC operations, another domain, and you have threat hunting and threat intelligence. So we will be touch basing with those domains, which can go on this particular resume, which will definitely add more weight for your profile. And along with that, we'll also be doing malware analysis. And I see few hands raised, but don't worry, I'll take the questions once I complete this session. I mean, in a Q&A, at the end of this particular introduction, I'll take all your questions. So we'll be doing the malware analysis, which is dynamic and static. Don't worry what they are. I'll try to cover it when I actually say it. Okay, we'll be doing the malware analysis using EDR. Again, all the concepts of the session, all the domains which I'm actually trying to convey here, we'll be doing with the using EDR, which is Falcon. And the other domain that we are going to cover is incident response. We'll get introduction to the incident response. What is incident response? What are the different stages of incident response? And you as a SOC analyst, how do you use this incident response in your investigation based on different levels? Like what are the step-by-step procedure and how you actually do it? What are the different kind of documents that need to be used? How the playbooks need to be created? How, that is, I'll speak more about it as we go in depth. So that's another domain that we're going to cover here. So now the most other thing is we will be driving entire sessions or all the sessions on the every domain with interview focused. So I'll tell you what I'm actually saying here is, so at the end of the each or whenever I'm covering any particular topic, what I'll be doing is I will try to cover what kind of questions we can expect from the interview perspective. So that will help you to make sure that you are already understanding what kind of questions that you can expect from the interview standpoint. Either it could be for your internal movement or it could be for an external movement. So that is one of the most focus. And I'll also be helping you with resume building using ChatGPT. All right. I'll also help you with resume building using ChatGPT. Like when I say resume building, how to create a very tailored, very perfect resume for the kind of position that you are actually applying for, and how to use ChatGPT to be an assistant for your task, and how can you get the better outcome, or we can create a better resume so that it'll be easy for you to get shortlisted. So those were the most topics that we'll be focusing on as we keep going. And lastly, the other domain is using of or application of artificial intelligence. So when I say artificial intelligence, we uh, we'll be using ChatGPT here. I can simply put it this way: application of AI or ChatGPT for SOC operations. So when we say SOC operations, how to use artificial intelligence or the ChatGPT for your investigation, how to use ChatGPT for the documentation, how to use the ChatGPT for some of the code reviews, how to use ChatGPT for your resume building, how to use ChatGPT for better uh, you know uh, phrases or the words that you can use or pointers that you can use on your LinkedIn profile or in your resume. And we'll also be using ChatGPT how to create some of the documentation section within the SOC operation. So whatever we usually do manually in the security operations center, I'll try to explain you how we can actually do that in a better way using ChatGPT. So that these are the different kind of takeaways or the domains that I can say that we'll be covering in this particular entire workshop. So as you see, we'll begin with the EDR and we'll try to understand in and out operations of EDR from the admin till all the way to the SOC operations. And we also be covering a domain which is threat hunting, and we'll be covering threat intelligence, and we also be covering malware analysis. I mean, when I say malware analysis, we will actually take the real world example. We'll take the real malware and we'll execute it, and we'll create some of the detections, and then we'll start working on them. All right. And we'll also see incident response and how do we handle that particular use case, I mean, particular alert that we had got using different stages of incident response. Like when we say investigation, what are the steps we're going to do it? If we say remediation, what are the options we have here within the EDR, and how we're going to leverage each and every option that is available in the EDR to be a successful incident responder. And again, I already told you what these are. So these are the most important domains that where we'll be focusing to explore and to cover and to be an expert by the end of this workshop. That's a quick introduction on the agenda that we actually have. And maybe I would like to call out uh, some of the terms, or I would say some of the pointers that I would like to put it here. This particular session will be the weekdays, as you already know. So we'll be doing this particular session for 2 hours from 8 a.m. IST to 10 a.m. IST. We'll be doing it from Monday till all the way Friday. So every day, every working day, or every weekday, you will be having a session from 8 a.m. to 10 a.m. from Monday to Friday from now on. And we all have WhatsApp group that we already created, and most of us are part of that particular group. So if you come across any questions, let's say during your practical or whenever you're going through some of the topic, if you come across any question, you can always put the question in the particular group. So mostly I encourage you all to post the questions in the group, because if somebody is having a similar question, they'll be able to understand or get benefited out of the question, right? So instead of doing a one-to-one chat, it is always good to begin with a group chat and see if that is helpful for others as well. If not, like let's say if you're not confident enough to ask in the group, there's no restriction. You can always reach to my number on the WhatsApp, and you can just text me the message with the context, like what you are actually looking for. Then I will try to come back with the solution. And the last option is, let's say if there is something critical and you want to look for, then you can just text me on the WhatsApp one-to-one, and we can actually schedule a call, and I'll try to clear most of your questions. So what I'm actually trying to say is, we are not just restricted to only work during the session time, which is from 8 to 10. I'm also available for you most of the time, even after the session. So whenever you come across any question, you can post it in the group. And if the question is something I feel maybe the entire crowd can be get benefited, I'll try to cover in the next day session with that. I will start the next day session with that particular question, or answering that particular question. So Manoj, I see your message. You're not part of the group. I'll request the admin team to add you to this particular group. Um, yeah, I think when it comes to I have to tell you the point of contacts before I proceed further, because you must have to know whom to reach out for any sort of concerns, right? So for any questions related to technically, when I say technically related to EDR or any topic that we cover in the session, I'm the one whom you need to reach out. So I'm available on the WhatsApp in the group, or I'm available for one-to-one discussions as well. So for any concept related questions, you can always reach out to me directly. And for questions related to your access, let's say you're not able to access your Falcon, you have some somewhere your MFA is not working, somewhere you're not able to connect to your VPN. I mean, anything related to the functionality issues, you can always reach out to the admin team. They're already part of your WhatsApp, so they'll be with the same expert display picture. So you can always post a question there, or you can once you post your query, our team will get in contact with you one to one, and they'll try their best to resolve your concerns. And last but not least, if you come across any questions related to the duration of the training, let's say you need some more topics need to be covered, or you feel like uh, what do we say, any access is anything related to the access, like how long you need the Falcon access and other things, that you can directly check with. What I'm trying to say is, whatever the questions that you have related with the management wise, you can always reach out to Shulab for that. Are we clear on the point of context?
Yes.
Perfect. Now I see a couple of questions. A couple of messages here which says the people are not part of the group. Don't worry, we will make sure you all are part of the WhatsApp group. So Ankush Mishra and Manoj Sharma right now. Only those two people I see the messages here.
Sorry to interrupt. Is that the same group which we used for the
Right,
previous?
right. The one which I texted in the morning. Before the session.
Okay. Thank you.
All right. That's about the
Hello, sir.
introduction.
Sorry to interrupt you. I just want to, it's Mono here.
Go on.
Are you able to, I'm audible?
Yes, I hear you, but this Zoom is it Aditya that's speaking?
It's Manoj.
Manoj,
No, sir. No,
okay.
sir. I'll
Okay,
speak
this
after him.
this image is still showing as Aditya. So yeah, go on. Maybe because the hand is raised, maybe because of that. Yeah, Manoj, go on. What's your question?
Uh, so regarding the one introduction, you already mentioned it, admin part. I just want to check it with you exactly. So are we able to also cover it, like how to install those the CrowdStrike Falcon on
100%.
sorry?
100%. We'll be
Yeah, so
covering it.
like
That is what
how
part of integration.
yeah, so
Integration of
integrate
EDR with the EDR environment.
yeah, so I'm just saying we will you will cover it for the for the window or the Mac, but for
mhm.
are we covering also for the mobile also?
No. So as part of the session, I'll be covering only for the Windows. And for Mac and Linux, I'll be sharing you the step-by-step process for documentation, which you can just practice on your own. And if you come across any challenges or roadblocks, you always have me that you can reach out and we can work on it.
But what about the mobile? What exactly the people are doing it?
Um,
Like company mobile, huh? So let's say I'm working
for
on corporate,
yeah,
and
that
they are
works
also
with the
using that, and they
company.
want to save that mobile also.
Mhm. In that case, that usually works with the company profiles. So where you have to go and have that particular company image, your company image on your phone, and this particular software will be suit of that particular applications that you get.
Yeah, so can you
That's a
please,
different story how that actually works,
yeah, it's
and that
better
is
to
not
be
part
share
of
that one also,
yeah, that is not
how to
part
do
of
that.
our agenda or planned agenda. But I'll see if I can share any relevant document for you, which can help you to understand.
Okay. And also you are covering those different policy according to the one any type of threat we are getting it, and then we are creating our detection policy accordingly, and then it will respond it accordingly. That we are already covering it, huh?
Right, that's right.
Okay. Thank you.
No
So
problem. Any other questions, Manoj?
no, thank
Ye-
you. I'm just adding my phone number, so maybe you can add it to my phone number to the WhatsApp group.
Yeah, sure. I'll reach out. I'll check with my team to get that done. Yeah, I see your hand raised, Aditya and
Yes, sir. Hi,
Gurunath.
good morning, sir.
Yeah, go on, Aditya. Good morning.
So, sir, you mentioned here that we are going to cover like 50% of the admin part in the EDR session, right?
30%. The 30% of the admin.
Okay, it is 30%. It looks like 50% of the admin part. Okay, so because I was asking, that was only my concern that previously Sulabh sir has already mentioned that we are going to only learn the integration part. We are not going to learn the admin. So that,
Yeah, that's why we just kept it like 30%.
okay, sir. No, it was looking like a 50%. That's why I asked.
Okay, it was 50% of SOC operations.
Okay, okay.
Clear?
And when we are going to do the labs, like when we will get that?
That I had to check with the admin team. I'll get back to you on that.
Thank you, sir.
No problem, Aditya. Yes, Gurunath.
Hi, sir. Good morning.
Very
Sir, I
good
just
morning.
wanted to check Falcon and CrowdStrike both are same or like it's a
Both are same.
different?
No, both are same. So CrowdStrike is the company and Falcon is the product for EDR.
Okay, sir. Thank you so much.
CrowdStrike is like, imagine it's like Apple and EDR is like iPhone. It's one of their product.
Okay, okay. Thank you so much.
No problem. Saurav, I see your hand raised.
Hi, Arvind. Actually, I have one query that today in the today's environment, there is very popular EDR tool like Microsoft Defender for Endpoint and I think Carbon Black, Microsoft Sentinel One, and Palo Alto Cortex XDR. So,
Right.
like we are going with the this admin layer training for the CrowdStrike Falcon. So the architecture and the working methodology and the criteria of all the tools are the same like in the same tool they have all the same common architecture that collecting the logs and passing the logs and normalize them and view from the console. So all this basically I want to understand that all the EDR tool are working on the same architecture.
Okay,
It's just a different
before
one.
I address it, I mean, to simply put, mostly all the applications with the technology will be same of will be the same operations. Now, to better help you understand, you just covered the SIEM part, right? With the training. So you might have heard of Splunk and ArcSight, Logarithm, QRadar, right? You might have gone through it, understanding like what they are. So the basic operation of SIEM is same, but the only thing is, as there is a competition in the brands to provide the best to the group, right? There'll be different little changes in the functionalities or the benefits they're going to offer you. Like some say we are providing you the real-time response directly. Some say we'll be providing some automatic reports, and few say we are providing XDR services. Few say we are providing artificial intelligence along with the investigation. So what I'm trying to say here is all the areas work or have this basically have the same functionalities. But the only thing is when it comes to the brand, the kind of 10 to 5 to 10% of the services they're going to provide will be deviated. But rest 95%, I mean, even in fact, to be honest, it can be 98% would be the same. So now, if I understand your question, if you are good at CrowdStrike Falcon, will you be able to manage Microsoft Defender, Sentinel, and Carbon Black? So if that is your direct question, I would say yes, you will be able to manage all the tools. But the only thing is, it will take some time for you to get adjusted with the console, like maybe a week. But when it comes to the operations and how to handle the detection and how they're going to work the detections, they all the same. But you'll be seeing them in a different color, different naming convention, different title. Only that I can say. Is that clear, Sarah?
Yeah, that's my question is only for that as per the market requirement, different job description, they have different requirements for the tools for the EDR.
Right.
That's why
And that is
knowing
the
that
reason
I'll
why
be able
in
to
most
quickly
of
reach.
I completely got your question. So in
Yeah,
most of
that's
the
why now.
interviews, they say any one EDR. And they say if they have Falcon, I mean, let's say if they are looking for Falcon, they say it is favorable, not mandatory.
Got it, Arvind. Thanks.
No worries. Yeah,
Yeah,
I see
hi,
your hand raised, Kritika.
Govind this side. Hello.
Hey, hi, Govind.
Yeah, good morning. Yeah, actually, my query is: are we going to cover investigation of alerts? How the alerts was triggered and how we can investigate and how it will be mitigate in this session?
That is the most of the part that we're gonna be on the entire sessions.
Okay,
That is our
okay.
core
Means
bread
are
and
we
butter,
not
right?
going
As a
to
SOC
cover
analyst. So
the investigation part?
no, we'll be covering everything from the detection, for the preparation, investigation, and I mean investigation and analysis, and we'll also be looking at the containment and eradication along with remediation.
Okay, okay.
We'll be
Thank
covering
you.
all that. No worries.
Okay. And for this, we will get access also, right? For CrowdStrike.
100%. Any other questions, Govind?
Yeah,
Are
no,
you,
Arvind, right? Okay.
sorry, it's Manoj here. Are you preparing for the interview? Like any help for, like you already mentioned, like every topic you are focusing it, but once we completed it and then we need help for interview based, are you helping also?
Again, as you see, helping for the interview, the best help that we do is to provide you the better training on the entire workshop. That should
Okay.
be able to help you to drive through all the interview. But let's say if you have any specific questions, let's say you attended an interview and you feel like this is something new question and you had no option how to respond, how to address the question, then you can always reach to us. We can have a discussion. I'll help you to better uh, how you could have answered that particular question.
Okay. Fine. Thank
All
you.
right. One last question, maybe from Kritika.
Thank you. Hi, Arvind. Morning. So,
Very good morning.
I read about CrowdStrike NG SIM. So it's entirely a SIM module or it's SIM plus EDR both?
No, next-gen SIEM is an other SIM. It's not part of EDR.
Means it's entirely a SIM module, right?
Right.
Okay, thank you.
No problem. Yes, Arya, maybe your last question is your hand is raised.
Yes, good morning, sir. Sir, my question is the EDR is integrated with the SIM or it's a separate console we have to work on?
That I'll help you in the sessions. That I'll cover you.
Okay, sir. Okay, sir.
All right, that's end of the Q&A for the on the introductory session, and I'm very glad that you all are curious, and I'm very happy to address all your questions, and I'm so excited to begin with this. All right, so we will stop taking the questions now. Sorry, if you have
Sorry to
any
interrupt
questions.
you. Only one question. I just want to check with you. So during this 50% SOC operation, are we like also working on any the same solution in that case? Like any you are already covering that one?
Good question. What I say is, I'll not be showing you how to open the console of Splunk and then search during your, I mean, do the investigation. But I'll tell you, like, I mean, you already had completed the training for the SIEM, right? So I'll just be telling you, look for this particular URL connections, look for this particular process, or look for this particular emails in your SIEM, so you can build your query accordingly.
Okay, actually, I didn't part of that group, the SIM. That's why I just want to ask you for that.
Yeah, then if you have access to SIM, then you can just build your own searches.
Okay, thank you.
All right, that's the end of the Q&A. Guys, if you have any questions, I do understand in between the session, you will come across multiple questions. Again, I can't take the questions in between. That would deviate the entire topic. So I want the questions to be taken at the end of the each topic by the time I deliver it. So I know it will be difficult for you all to memorize those questions till the end and you get diverted. So use the chat box. Use the chat box in the Zoom to share your questions or to just drop your questions there. And what I do is at the end of each topic, I'll go through the chat box and whatever the questions we have here, I'll try to address first. And then I'll be open for the questions for the group. So I'll be prioritizing your your questions which you have posted in the group. So always make a best use of the chat box or the chat that we have here, and then we can go from there. Hope you all understand, and I'm looking for your great cooperation on that because I don't want anybody to be deviated because of the questions that we ask in between. And I all appreciate you for your great cooperation on that. All right, let's begin with the concepts of EDR. And one last thing that I want to put out, I know few people may be having a good habit of making your own notes out of the sessions. If you are actually willing to, you can even you can just continue with what you're doing. But in case if somebody is like, if you're not that interested to create a notes, don't worry about it. You can just focus on the sessions. You can just focus on what I'm actually delivering, because we already have the material created for all the theory parts that we are going to cover. So we have a document or a material which we just created for this particular workshop, and we'll be sharing it with you by I think by Saturday or Sunday. I'll be sharing it with you, or maybe little early than that. So I'll share it with you. So all the theory parts, what I'm going to discuss here, everything will be already documented in that particular material. So if somebody is like not a fan of taking notes, feel free to relax and don't rush. We have already covered you from the notes or material perspective. And if who are like willing to take the notes and you feel like it's a habit, then yes, of course you can just do it. But what I'm going to say is it's not mandatory for you to make notes out of this particular session. All right, so let's begin with the topic of EDR. So as I said, okay, one last question maybe before I go. Are you all okay with the flow that I'm going, or am I speaking fast or am I speaking slow, or you want me to keep it going neutralized? How you guys feel about the session till now?
It's okay, sir.
It's fine,
It's
sir.
fine, sir.
All right. In case I have a habit of going or speaking the words so fast, so in case if you feel like I'm going very fast, just unmute your mic at that particular point in time and you can just say that we need to slow down. Okay. So I think that's all we have for the beginning, and let's begin with the concept of EDR. So as you already know, EDR stands for
Point detection.
endpoint
Detection and response.
detection and
Response.
response. So let's try to begin with understanding EDR. We'll start with E. What actually E stands for?
Endpoint.
Endpoint.
So what is an endpoint? What do you think is an endpoint?
A laptop, desktop, servers.
Mm-hmm.
Laptop, desktop, network devices, server, or
Mobile phones.
Good. Any other questions? Any
End
other
End-user
examples?
devices.
endpoint is a connectivity to the internet or network and storing data.
Exactly. So to simply put, endpoint is a device that has an ability to connect to the internet, and it has ability to transmit or save the data in it. Let me repeat it. So an endpoint is a device which can connect to the network and transmit or store the data. Am I clear? Now, coming to the examples of endpoint, like you all said, it's laptops, desktops, what else?
Workstations.
Servers. Desktops and laptops, they both consider as workstations.
iPad.
So
IoT
servers,
devices. IoT
very,
devices.
very good. IoT devices. Next,
Cloud instance also we can include, sir.
100%. Cloud instances,
Routing and switches, which is for
virtual machines. Okay, somebody said router and switch.
which is for the layer 7, which is later 2, not for layer 3, I believe.
Still, again, if you find, even if it is a layer 7, I told you the definition for the endpoint, right? Endpoint is a device which has the ability to connect to the network. So routers and switches has the ability to connect to the network.
Yeah.
Of course, yes. That is what they are actually made for. So they has the ability to connect to the network. But you see that second point, to store the data in it.
Yeah.
I mean, does router and switches does store the files in it or save the data in it?
No.
It
Only
will have
IP
some
and
data.
MAC
It will
configuration.
right. It will
Routing
have
table.
some data like routing table, routes, and also some of the MAC informations. Some tables which are not a actual data. I mean, when I say actual data, that is data that need to be protected. You're getting my point? So to simply put, routers and switches are not endpoints. Am I clear?
Yes, sir.
Maybe laptop, desktop, servers, IoT devices, cloud instances, and it can be your, I mean, all the smart speakers and everything comes under IoT devices. What else? Virtual machines, even virtual machines is also considered as endpoints. All right. I hope you all are clear on the, mobile phones. Mobile phones or, iPads, they all fall under this particular endpoint. So you're all clear, right? What is an endpoint? Everybody.
Yes.
Now, the question
Yes,
is,
sir.
why do we need to secure an endpoint? I mean, we are just talking about EDR is all about what? Securing an endpoint, right? To secure an endpoint from the threats, secure an endpoint against the attacks, to secure the endpoints from the data breaches. Are we right? So, why do we need to secure? I mean, why do you think that we need to secure endpoint?
Because we have data.
Mhm.
We need to save the virus for those server endpoint because it will always a threat.
Come again, that could you please repeat that, Manoj?
We need to secure the endpoint to secure from the any virus. It's a known virus or any unknown virus.
Yeah, but okay, but why? Why we need to secure it?
Because we are securing
Depends on unauthorized
endpoint because of data and the because of data or any malwares will come outside or any inside happening.
and also we need to keep
Arvind,
it operational.
Generally,
Arvind,
sometimes
if
we have,
Mhm.
sorry,
sometimes I think, okay, sometimes I think we have to protect from the inside threat. Suppose I am using a laptop in our organization, and my laptop having an endpoint agent. And suppose if I am going to use any software like Team or any desk, if I want to send some data to the external source, so the endpoint will detect basically to control the inside threat. I can say that inside a threat.
So,
But
so all the
again,
critical
my
data are
question
stored
is,
in the endpoint.
mhm,
All the
exactly.
critical
My
data are
question
stored in the
is,
endpoint.
my question is
uh,
simple. Why do we need
Depends
to,
on
why
unauthorized
do we
or
need to
We need
secure?
we need to secure our organization. Huh? This is the
yeah,
first main thing.
Okay, I'll take it here. I mean, let me explain you why we need to secure an endpoint. Let's say, I'll take Manoj you as an example. What are the devices you have right now? Let's say a mobile phone and a laptop, a PC, personal computer.
Yeah.
So you have a laptop and a mobile phone, and that is where most of your data will be stored, right? It
Yeah.
could be your personal data, it could be your I mean, it could be your financial related data. I mean, everything mostly will be on the laptops and mobile phones, right? So now, for you, for you as a Manoj, what is your intellectual property?
My data, that is the
Your
most
data,
important.
and that
My
is
password
kind of your identity,
identity. Yes.
right? You're getting my point. So now imagine someone else, like let's say me as Arvind, having access to your machine, your computer, and all your data. And at the same time, imagine I have access to all your personal data.
Mm-hmm.
What do you think? How do you feel about it?
Yeah. So you can do as much as you can.
No, no, how you
And
feel about it? It's like you're
yeah.
losing your identity, you're losing your
Yeah.
reputation, you're losing your everything, right?
Mm-hmm.
So
Yeah.
imagine, just as a person, that is how important the data for us is. You're getting my point? Even as an individual person, that is the even losing a data of an individual person is like losing your own identity. Am I right? Do you all agree with me?
yes, sir.
Now
Yes,
Yeah.
sir.
imagine you are running an organization. So when we say you're running an organization, it is everything of data. You're getting my point? Let's say example, let's take Coca-Cola as an example. So product is just one of the product that they create, the cool drinks, right? But what is, I mean, when it comes to the property, product is the property of Coca-Cola, or is it the formula, or is it the secret in it,
Formula, the secret one.
which is the actual asset? So if the product is is lost, let's say they lost a container of Coca-Cola cans, will that actually impact them? Let's say Coca-Cola company, which is building, which is producing, gallons,
No.
millions of gallons of drinks a day. If it loses, let's say one container, somebody stole a container of drinks. Does
No,
it
that will not.
impact any way to the Coca-Cola? Will that stock price of Coca-Cola gets impacted?
No, sir.
No, sir.
Now, for Coca-Cola, product is the most important thing to secure, or is it the formula, or is it the business secret, or is it the sales, or is it the clients, or is it the purchase history, or what it is actually important? Is it the product or the data?
It's
First
the
is the
data,
formula.
and the
After that,
formula and very
the
careful.
other things will come.
Right. Now you understand, right? So for any company, even if you consider anything, finance sector, everything, data is the most important thing. So for a company, data is everything. It's your intellectual property. It's your own property. And losing your data is like losing your identity. Imagine, let's say you're working for a company called Accenture. You all know what is Accenture, right?
Service provider.
I mean, you hope you all have heard about Accenture.
Yes.
Yes, sir.
Accenture also provides cybersecurity services, right? Now imagine,
Yes,
let's say
sir.
you are the vendor, or let's say you have invested your amount in the stocks of cybersecurity services from the Accenture. Now imagine there is a news that was spread out. Accenture data is compromised, and millions, I mean, hundreds of its clients' data is exposed to the internet. Now, how do you feel about that as a client or as an investor? Will you be able to will you be able to continue confidently with your investment with Accenture?
No.
No, sir.
Of course, you will doubt, right? I mean, you'll try to identify what is the root cause. Why did this attack happen? What is the problem? So for one attempt, might not be I mean you might not decide anything. Let's say there is one breach and you might not take a very conclusive decision. Let's say it happened second time in the month. There is another second attack that happened and data got breached, and there is an other three incidents continuously happen in 6 months. Now you as a customer, will you be able to proceed with Accenture for your further?
No.
Will you be, as
No,
an
sir.
investor, will you be able to invest in Accenture in future?
No, sir.
Now,
Trust issues.
because as an Accenture, you are supposed to provide the services of security, and you are the one who are supposed to secure me. And if you're not able to secure yourself, how can you secure myself? You're getting my point?
Yes, sir.
So now it will come to the question, or as you said, it comes to the the trust. Now, if there is no customers, if there is no customers who are retaining, and there are no new customers coming, and if the stock, nobody is ready to invest in the stock, now what does it actually indicate?
Uh, Business impact.
That's a downfall of a company. Am I right?
Right, sir.
Sir.
And what is the reason for all this?
Data breaching because we were not able to secure ourselves.
Exactly. And where this data is saved?
Our endpoints.
Now you got
Endpoints.
the point. Why do we need to secure the endpoints?
Yes, sir.
Are you all clear?
Yes, sir. Clear.
Now, the reason why I'm saying is I want you to be very clear on the basics. So that is the reason why I'm actually, putting so much of stress here. I mean, I'm putting so much of time over here. All right. That is what endpoint and why do we need to actually secure an endpoint. Hope you all are clear. Now, coming to the endpoint security or securing endpoint. Is it something new? Securing endpoints? Or
No.
No,
okay, let
sir.
me put this way. When it comes to securing an endpoint, what comes into your mind immediately?
Means the
Antivirus.
security pattern we will keep
Antivirus.
sure.
Antivirus. firewall, local firewall, internal firewall.
Passwords.
Firewalls will help you to, I mean, again, you have to understand they are network security devices. Firewalls,
Yes,
proxies,
sir.
WAF, they are at the network level. We are speaking about endpoint. Okay. So when it comes to securing an endpoint, the first thing that comes is, the first thing that has to come
Antivirus.
into your mind
MFA
is antivirus.
and MFA.
MFA is related to an account, not an I mean, that comes with the AD,
Okay.
not with an. I mean, MFA is not related to endpoint. MFA is designed so that you can access it from any endpoint.
Okay.
You're
Sir,
getting my point?
passwords.
USB control.
So that
You said
EDR,
what?
XDR, securing
DL,
endpoint.
DLP.
Okay. Antivirus. Somebody said DLP, and then somebody said EDR, and someone said XDR. Any other points?
Proxy,
Sir,
No, proxy is at the network level,
network level. Okay.
not on the endpoint.
sir,
But
what
proxy is
about
also
passwords?
triggering, proxy is also triggering that content to DLP, and then DLP will act on it.
But again, what is your endpoint tool there? DLP, not
Okay.
proxy. Okay. Again,
Patch management.
patch management, vulnerability management. Not really. That I think that comes under securing an endpoint. It could be
But
one of the points, but I
firewall,
don't think
like
that's
host-based firewall, is come under the endpoint, no?
host-based firewalls. Again, still, they will only monitor your traffic. I mean, what connections are going out, what connections are coming in, but will it be able to monitor what kind of files that you're downloading?
Sir, encryption, sir.
No, encryption is a framework.
VPN.
It's not a solution.
It can block the traffic and also, helps to stabilize lateral movement and all that, no?
Yeah, that's what
How
I'm saying.
about regular
That is
update of OS?
okay. Let me put this way. So your questions on next or host-based firewall, again, they're not the point of. I mean, they're not considered as endpoint tools, or they're not called as endpoint security tools.
Microsoft Windows Defender.
Yeah, that is an EDR.
OS
I mean, I'm not
updates.
talking about the vendor here. We just okay. Let me take it from here. So when it comes to securing an endpoint, the first thing that comes into all your mind is antivirus. Let me erase all this and begin. I mean, we'll go slowly. First thing that comes into your mind is antivirus. Now let's say we'll go with the same example. Manoj, he has a Mac. I mean, he has a laptop and he has a mobile phone. Now he got a doubt that someone. I mean, he can get attacked by the virus or malware. Now, what is the first thing, Manoj, that comes into your mind?
Like, is it antivirus is detecting the virus with
No, first
the
you have
base?
to think whether you have antivirus or not, right?
Yeah.
See, wherever you
Okay.
have a doubt of it, first you feel like, yeah, let me purchase an antivirus or let me install a freeware of antivirus.
Yeah.
That is where it all begins with. So, antivirus is the first, or I would say, basic endpoint security or endpoint tool which will help you to secure against threats. So when we say antivirus, we have two different antivirus solutions. One is traditional antivirus,
And the next generation.
Next generation.
and I call it next gen AV. So we'll just spend some time to understand what this traditional AV is and the next gen AV is. So here we'll begin with traditional AV. Okay. So when I say traditional AV, which is like legacy or you say old AV, let me put that. So when it comes to antivirus, what is the first thing that comes into your mind? Or let me put this way, how antivirus works.
Sir, it works on the signature of the file.
Very good. Signatures, right? You said
It's
signatures.
detecting virus based on signature.
Okay. Now,
Predefined,
what?
basically predefined signatures and the hashing, basically SHA, SH2, something predefined hashing algorithm they have. Whenever new threat, whenever any malware enter into the laptop, it will detect it by that predefined signature and hashing algorithms.
What do you mean by that signatures now? So you know, I mean, we all know antivirus detects based on the signatures. What are signatures?
Sir,
What do you
hash
mean
is
understand? So when
hash
we
is
say
hash value, sir.
signature,
It's a vulnerability.
Signature is
It's
hash
hash
value,
value, sir.
string,
The
kind of
hash
source
values.
IP and domain.
It's a
those are
predefined information like updates.
This is in cryptography, sir.
Digital fingerprints.
exactly. So signatures are simply put that represents the file. Example here to better understand, as most of you already said, it's the hash of the file. Now the question is, what is the hash?
Sir, cryptography, sir.
Yeah, what does it mean by it?
MD5 checksum.
Uh, uh,
It is masking
alphanumeric
the data from
Ha
The
other
locking technique.
hash
Hash of
hash
Okay,
is a
okay,
unique
okay.
value. Yeah.
Let me take it from there. So signature is a unique string, or maybe somebody call it as a digital string, or it'll be based on the fixed length string, which is generated. Guys, you're all able to hear me?
Someone unmuted audience. I'm sorry.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, let me,
Shubham Kumar is unmuted, sir.
no, let me mute everybody here. So, all right, you all hear me loud and clear now?
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Yes,
Okay,
sir.
all right. So what I'm saying is, file hash is a unique fixed length signature. So based on different formats. So even cryptography has different algorithms like MD5, SHA-256, SHA-1. So there were the different algorithms. Maybe I can put it here. SHA-1, SHA-256, and then MD5. So these are the different algorithms which will create, like if you see, SHA-1 is based on certain length of string, and SHA-256 is like 256 bytes, and MD5 is like that particular, I mean, they have different formats based on the, what do you call this? Based on the cryptographic algorithm which is using, they'll generate a string, a fixed length of string, which will, I mean, how this particular string is generated based on file type and contents of the file.
Content of the file.
So based on the file type and its content, it will be, I mean, your Windows or your system will be able to create the file hashes. And that is what we call it as file hash. And if that file hash is something that is tagged or identified as malware, then that is something called a signature. Okay, let me put it simple. Let's say we'll take Manoj as an example. Okay, let's say Manoj downloaded a file. Let's say Manoj is on the internet and he downloaded a file abc.exe. Okay, and let's take I'll just take a random hash value. Okay, let's say this is the hash value for the file which is downloaded by Manoj on his machine. Now after the execution, now he executed it and he just ran it and he got impacted. Let's say he identified ABC is a malware. Now what Manoj will do is somewhere he reports this particular file as malware. You're getting my point? Somewhere Manoj will report this particular file as a malware. I mean, when I say Manoj, the antivirus sitting on it will report this particular file as a malware. Now, in future, now this particular malware or the file is advertised as
As a virus.
Now, this virus is a signature for antivirus. Now, let's say now Kritika Kritika is going to install the same file now, and they're using same antivirus. Let's say they both are using same kind of antivirus, which is like, let's say this is on 28th. This happened on 28th. Now on 29th, Kritika is trying to download same file on the machine, but it has, Kritika also using the same antivirus. Now, will Kritika be impacted?
No, because we
No.
have the signature this time.
Reason why? The signature is
Manoj
already there.
already reported.
Manoj already reported, and already your antivirus updated it as a signature. So whenever there is a signature match, your machine or your antivirus will not let you to execute this file. It will automatically quarantine the file and then it will keep you secured. Am I right? You all understood what I'm saying?
Yes, sir.
Now let me show you a quick view how that actually works. Okay. Now let's say, how actually antivirus works, so that it'll give you a good picture. Like people already, many people say it's antivirus, but only few people know how exactly the antivirus works. So I just want to make sure that you all are very clear on the antivirus. So let me put this way. Okay, all right. So let's say this is your antivirus. Sorry, this is your endpoint.
So endpoint means any physical device, no?
Anything. Any physical device that has, that should match our criteria. So now let's say I'm going to draw. Okay, let me take this. So let's say you have antivirus on this particular endpoint. So now when you have antivirus on your endpoint, your antivirus will have a database, right? Your agent, which is sitting on it, will have a certain database, and that database is actually a full of signatures. And we know what is the antivirus database will have? The signatures. Signature is nothing but the hash value. So now let's say I'm taking this hash. Let me put this way. Okay. Now I'm just taking an example here. Let me put this way. So I'll just change it from 5.1, or maybe 5.2, 5.3, 5.4, 5.5, and then 5.6, 5.7, 5.8, and then 5.9. Okay. Let's say these are the hashes that are there on your antivirus. These are the viruses files that are already identified and added to the database. Okay. Now, let's say this is Manoj's machine and he is installing a file abc.exe. And what is the file hash value for this? This is the file hash for this. Now, when actually ABC is getting downloaded, when the file is downloaded, it will generate a hash value, right? So when the file is downloaded, this is the hash value generated. Now, what your antivirus agent does is it will check for this particular signature or hash value if there is any match in its database. Now, does this particular hash value has a match?
Yes.
No, sir.
No, here you have it, right?
Yes, sir.
Yes, it is there.
So here is the clear match. Now it already found a match, and let's say this is tagged as malware. Okay, this is identified to be a malware. Now, do you think this antivirus solution will keep this particular file on the Manoj machine?
No.
And will
No.
Manoj will be able to execute, or I mean, when I say execute, it's nothing but run. Will be able to run this file or open this file?
No. It
No,
will
sir.
not allow.
No, he
Because
can't open.
because there is a signature match right here, and that will stop Manoj to access this file. So based on the category, whether it is a malware, spam, based on that, it will take actions like it will quarantine or delete the file from the user's machine. Again, I'm using the word called quarantine. Be very clear on it. Quarantine is nothing but removing the file from a certain location and keeping it in a different location where user cannot access, but at the same time, at the back end, we as an analyst, we can access that file for further investigation. Now, you all clear how antivirus works? Traditional. This is what I'm saying. It's a traditional antivirus. Isn't this look beautiful? I mean, it is stopping the threats. That's great, isn't it?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Then why is it called traditional? Like, why no more people are using this?
Because it detects only reported malware hash value. It is not predicting the malware.
Limited malware.
It is detected only
It's
known
work
malware.
on only
Okay.
it detects only known signatures. It won't detect unknown signatures.
Very good. So that's the actual word. Known signatures and unknown. Or maybe I can just copy this. Known and unknown signatures. Now let's say what happened is I know that abc.exe of this particular hash is already been identified as as a virus. How can I get as an attacker? I can just take this hash and put it in the virus total. You all know virus total, right?
Yes, sir.
Yes,
So you
sir.
just put it in the
Yes,
virus total. It will show you if it is detected as a malware or malicious. It will show, right?
Yes, sir.
Yes,
So
sir.
by that, I'll come to know that this particular hash is already being detected as a malware. And I'll also come to know which antivirus are also detecting it as malicious, right? Now, as an attacker, do you think I'll still be using this file for my attacks?
No.
We will not use.
No,
Of
sir.
course not, because there is no luck, because already all the ADRs and all the antivirus solutions has the signature updated. So there is no point that I still use that because it will be unsuccessful. I'll not be able to get into the mission. Now, what I'll do is, as an attacker, I will update the contents in this mission. I mean, not on the mission. I'll be updating the contents or code in this particular exe file. I mean, script. So if I update the script is nothing but the contents of the file, right? So what happens when the contents of the file is changed?
Hash will be
Hash
The
will be
changed.
changed.
hash.
Now hash will be changed. Now let's say it is the same file, abc.exe, but
Yes,
it
sir.
has a different hash value, which is, let me change the color here. So now it got this particular hash value, which is 850. Now it is the same malicious file with the same behavior, but it has got some additional script just to change the hash value. Now Manoj is downloading the same file again. Now this time will endpoint will be able to save your endpoint?
No,
No,
sir.
this time
No,
not.
sir.
No.
It's
No, sir.
unsafe.
Because again, what happens when the file is downloaded? It will look for the hash value and it will look for the signature. I mean, it should look for a signature match. And is there any match for this file?
No,
No.
sir.
But
No, sir.
No, sir.
this file is malware.
Yes,
Yes.
sir.
This is a malware with an unknown signature. You got the point?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Earlier, it was the
Yes,
file,
sir.
it was the same file with a known signature, and it is with the unknown signature. That is what we call it as 0 day. I mean, an example of 0 day. Okay. Now you tell me. Let's be in the position of Manoj. Will you be able to? I mean, will you feel safe that you are already having antivirus and you feel like, yeah, I'm fine. My data is secure now.
No, sir.
Not completely secure.
Not 100% secure, sir.
Yes.
I mean, what I'm saying is, after installing this traditional AV, can you peacefully sleep? That's what I'm saying.
No, sir, not
No, sir.
completely.
100%
Not
not.
100%, but it's still vulnerable to the unknown malware, the zero-day malware.
Exactly. And now this technique, which is based on the signatures, is almost 4 decades old. You are hearing me right. 4 decades
Yes,
old.
sir.
This is not a new technique. Now the attackers are so sophisticated. Now, have you heard of something called as fileless malware?
Yes, sir.
Yes,
So
sir.
if there is a file, then it can detect or do something. What if there is no file? Will your endpoint will be able to save your attacks?
No, sir.
No, sir.
And 70% of the attacks being carried in 2025 or 2024 are fileless malwares.
Ransomware.
No, fileless malware, whether it's ransomware or it's a different thing. They are without file,
Scripting
Yes,
which
sir.
means that without any signature,
Scripting.
they do not
There
save
are
any
none.
files. Again, what is fileless malware? How do it actually work? I'll just cover it maybe in tomorrow's or day after tomorrow's session. Okay.
They run on memory.
That we'll discuss. Don't worry about it. That I'll explain you in
Yes,
clear,
sir.
in practical, how it is actually works. Now, Manoj felt this particular AV is not safe for me. I mean, that's what everybody felt. This particular AV is very outdated and it is not safe to use. Now, that is the reason why it got identified as, or it is marked as traditional AV. You all clear?
Yes,
Yes,
sir.
sir.
Yes, sir.
All right. Now, what's next? Now you have to upgrade your antivirus, right? Now, what is the next solution?
Next generation AVs.
Next generation.
Exactly. Now, that's the next generation AV. Now, before we go to that particular thing, I think better I list some of the drawbacks. Okay. What are the drawbacks of traditional AV? First thing is, it will not be able to detect
Unknown signature.
unknown malwares. And next one, I mean, we know this particular signature, right? Let's say it is a known signature. It has its own database, but it is very traditional. We don't know how long will it take to update in the database. Now, let's say Manoj reported this particular. Now, let's say same signature. Manoj reported this as malware. Now, how long will it take to update here in your database? In your database, in your organization database. Let's say it take 1 hour. Now, from here, you said 1 hour, but now let's say the antivirus got it, but it has to update the database for each and every member, each and every license. Am I right? And these, they are called as signature update frequency. So earlier, the legacy firewalls, not firewalls, sorry, the legacy antivirus used to update once in a week. Though Manoj discloses this as malware, still to get protected by the entire organization, like for the entire organization or for the entire by the entire customers of that particular company, it used to take at least 1 week to get completely updated. Is it not a drawback? I mean, now how much time does attacker has that he can still use the same file?
1 week.
1 week.
1 week, sir.
Is it not a lot of time?
Yes,
Yes.
Yes,
sir.
sir.
So it's the issue was with
Require constant updates,
frequency of
Frequency
signature
of signature updates.
update. That is an issue. And next one is, I mean, you already know the major. And again, this is purely file based. Now let's say here Manoj is downloading this particular file from a domain called abc.com, and this ABC is found to be malicious. Now your endpoint is able to detect that ABC is malicious because it does not have a capability to monitor your network traffic, right? Of course it will not. And next thing is, now let's say already 50, this particular hash is unknown, like no unknown malware, and it is already executed. So after execution, is there any way that it can protect your machine?
No.
Only if there is a signature match, it will take
No,
action. If
sir.
not, it will just give you a clear pass. Like you can do anything you want. Even after this, let's say abc.com is encrypting all the files. It is encrypting all the files on your machine. Will your endpoint will monitor that traffic? Will endpoint will be monitoring for that activity?
No, sir.
No, that is what. So it is just a purely file-based detection, which is a very old school technique for the attackers, which is like 4 decades back. So because of these drawbacks, your traditional AV is outdated. So now if you see anybody using traditional AV and you feel like secure, no, you are like lagging by 4 decades or at least 3 decades. Now what is the solution? All these drawbacks are taken care by next gen antivirus.
Antivirus.
Now, before I go to the next gen antivirus, I would like to open up for the questions. So before that, let me check the chat if you have any questions here.
Arvind, I was about to write. It
Go on.
will not able to detect polymorphic malware as well, right?
What do you mean by polymorphic malware? You just elaborate.
Those malware which have capability to change their hashing itself. They change their coding.
We consider that as unknown malwares.
Okay.
I mean, unknown malwares, of course, they can't.
Okay.
Aravind, I have a question. You are telling the like traditional antivirus are having so much of drawbacks, but still many companies are using. So what is the benefit they will get out of it?
I mean, many companies are using traditional AV. I mean, okay. When I say traditional AV, what do you think they are? I mean, can you list any name or something?
Yes.
Because
Could you
now all
spell
the
me the
AVs
names?
are already, all the traditional AVs are like updated themselves to next gen. So there is no traditional AV, it's just on the books right now.
So whatever AV we are seeing, Symantec, they are not traditional AV, right?
No, they are not. They are next gen right now.
Okay, got it. Thank you.
Symantec used to be. It used, I mean, Symantec, Norton, AVG, Kaspersky, they used to be. Again, they are still available. If you want the traditional antivirus, they're still available. They are like available for the freeware, but only for your endpoint. Like you go to internet and look for the antivirus solution, and they give you a piece of software, and you just install it.
Okay, so
But
freeware,
not the
whatever.
paid version.
So whatever freeware we are downloading, it is a traditional AV?
99%.
Okay.
And all the paid versions.
And what was the benefit of using traditional AV like previously?
See, there is a saying, right? Something is always better than nothing. Now let's say Manoj is using his laptop. On his laptop, he has another 3 virtual machines. Okay. Now he knows that he is more concerned about his personal machine. That's why he got and purchased a very good license of next-gen antivirus for the personal machine. Now, let's say he wanted to test or he wanted to run the malwares on the VMwares and he needs some protection for it. As they are the VMwares, uh, do you think it is financially a good decision for Manoj to purchase the next-gen antivirus for the 3 VMs?
I think yes, because he's going to use the primary device.
But his primary device is his personal machine, which he already had bought a good licensed version. But now he's having other 3 VMs, which is used for his testing, for malware research.
Not required.
Mostly,
No idea.
I mean, usually it's not a wise decision to spend that particular money because he never know whether he's going to continue with this VMs for long. I mean, today he's using 3. Maybe in future he may be using only 1. Or in future he may be using 5. We don't know. Now, do you think is it a wise decision to go with the licensed version? Of course not. And that's
No,
there the
sir.
VM. If you have a proper configuration done with the VM, then of course he can just use the free legacy antivirus so that he get a basic protection. Like in case if he got anything bad with the malware research, his machine will be still protected. VMware will be protected so that he need not to reinstall the VM again. Clear?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
All right. Any other questions on the traditional AV before we go with next gen?
Sir,
Sir, can you please tell signature and hashing one more time?
sir, can you explain about signature based? Who will put that like vendor put that signatures? So can you explain about it?
Okay. So maybe I can collab your 2 questions. Signature, I mean, hash is generated for every file. Are you clear till here?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
And if hash is found to be malicious or it is found to be a malware or suspicious, then it is called signature. Are you clear? So now every hash value is a signature?
No, sir.
Sir.
Of course
Because
not.
if it is.
No.
Every hash value is representing a file, but signature is representing a malicious file. You got the difference?
Yes, sir.
Now, now coming back to the second question, like who updates this signature? Now, as I said, the antivirus agent sitting on here, once you report this as malware, like let's say once you report that this is malicious, then this agent will send this data to the cloud, or I mean not cloud, maybe your server. So it will send it to your server, and your server or the company server. I mean, let's say in here we are using Kaspersky. So Kaspersky will validate this hash and see, and will do the malware analysis for this particular file. And if it is found to be malware, and it is found to be, I mean, it was able to identify any particular category of malware, it will tag with that particular malware, and it will publish to its database, and that database will be shared by all its customers. Am I clear?
Yes.
Yes, yes.
All right, that's how usually the traditional antivirus works. Now let's go to next gen AV. Any hope I took all the questions.
Yes.
All right, let's go for the next gen AV. So first thing in the next gen AV is I mean the reasons that it has to do is it has to clear the drawbacks of traditional AV. Then only it can be the next gen AV, right? So first one, file based detection. So that is the first thing that it has to overcome. You all clear?
Yes, sir.
Just a second, I'm typing something. Okay, what I'm saying, so it is just the file-based detection is traditional AV, but that particular thing is not sufficient. So that file-based signature has to be updated to file-based signature plus it has to be
Fileless.
behavioral based.
Yes, sir. Behavior based.
So when we say behavior based, now let's take the same example. Here, endpoint which Manoj has executed, and this is not a known signature. So obviously your antivirus will execute it. Now, after executing it, it still has to monitor this application. What I'm saying, it still has to monitor this application. It has to monitor what activity it is actually doing. Now let's say he downloaded this particular Manoj downloaded abc.exe, and as soon as Manoj downloaded abc.exe and executed it, because first it will check the signature based and there's no signature in it, so of course it will execute. I mean, it will allow to run it, right? Now once it is executed, now let's say this signature is creating an n number of process, and it is making n number of connections to the internet, and it is encrypting the files, or maybe we can just take encrypting the files as a behavior. Now this abc.exe is encrypting more than 100 files. So is it an expected behavior from an application?
No.
What is that behavior? If a file is encrypting more than 100 files, what does it indicate?
Suspicious behavior.
Ransom attack, it seems.
That is a behavior of a ransomware malware.
Yes, sir.
Yes.
You're getting my point? So now, if you have a behavior-based detections, though the signature is not matched, now, I mean, though there is no signature, behavior is matching, right? Behavior which is matching with ransomware behavior. You're getting my point?
Yes,
Yes,
sir.
sir.
So now whatever next-gen antivirus does, hey boss, you're doing not something that I'm actually aware of. So please hold on, which means that it'll stop the process and it'll report it to the security team. Now the security team who is behind it, they'll investigate and they'll categorize this particular malware, whether it is a malware or not. If it is categorized a malware, then this file will be added to signatures list.
Yes, sir.
Now you understand how this entire upgradation or signatures usually happens in an antivirus?
Yes, sir.
All right. So now it is file-based detection and next one is behavior-based. So did they overcome this particular drawback?
Yes.
So next drawback. Okay, again, even unable to detect the unknown malwares, I think even the signature-based using machine learning is again the same thing. It is covering like two drawbacks here. Next drawback is frequency of signature updated. Now, the previous situation, next-gen antivirus, I mean, next-gen antivirus were used to be mostly your on-prem. Like it should be on-prem. It is not online. What understand? I mean, you understand the difference between on-prem and online?
Yes.
So mostly they
Yes.
used to be on-prem. When we say on-prem, the updates need to be done manually. Like somebody has to go through it and then they update it. I mean, like you are the responsible for managing the entire database. So it's you. If somebody
Yes,
fails
sir.
to update it, then it will be a problem. So it's like more of a manual work. And it should be like you should be managing everything. So it's like it's your own responsibility. Now, when it comes to the next-gen antivirus, they are cloud-based. When we say cloud-based, when it is on the cloud, who will take the responsibility of maintenance?
The cloud.
Cloud provider.
A cloud
Service
partner, or it will be by the
Yes,
service
sir.
provider,
The
like
antivirus
whosoever that
service
you are
provider.
saying, they will take care of this upgradations. Now,
Yeah.
if it is on the cloud, what will be the frequency of the upgradation? Drastically less, right? I mean, earlier it was upgrading for once in a week. Now, at least, can we say it will be updated once in a day?
Yes. Sir.
But the signature in reality will be updated for every 2 minutes. I mean, even I can say it is very real time. There's any signature matched, and this will be updated in the cloud. And every partner is now connected to the cloud. So as soon as the signature is added, from the third minute, all your customers are protected from this malware. Am I right?
Yes, sir. Right.
Because it's on the cloud. Now, what if it is in your on-prem? Again, though the cloud database is updated, though your vendor is updated the signature, somebody from your organization manually need to update it. And when is that schedule going to happen? Once in a week. So though they updated it in 2 minutes, it'll still take 7 days or 5 days, whatever the frequency is defined, to update the signatures. But now, as you all are connected to the cloud, how long will it take? Only 2 minutes. Is it providing you more efficiency? Now you see the difference?
Yeah,
Yes,
100%.
yes, sir.
Now, second thing. Okay, now you understand the difference. Now you tell me. Now you got an option to choose either traditional AV or next gen AV. Let's say traditional AV is you're getting for free, and let's say traditional AV is like charging you $1,000 per endpoint per month, or let's say per month. This is for corporate, like for the organization. Now you tell me, if you are an individual guy, individual computer, which one will you choose?
Traditional AV.
The traditional AV.
Because of course it is $1,000 per month, which is not cost effective for an individual person. Am I right?
Yes.
Yes.
Now you tell me, consider the same thing for an organization. Now let's say you are from Coca-Cola. Okay, you work for Coca-Cola and you are an architect. Now you have to choose between traditional AV and next gen AV. Which one will you choose?
Next gen.
AV.
Next
Because
gen.
Next gen.
because
Section.
you should always calculate something called as return on investment.
Yeah.
Yes,
Clear?
sir. ROI.
Now the reason why I'm telling this is most of the people ask, like, how do we take the decision whether we need antivirus or whether we need next gen antivirus? How do we actually take it? Now that is based on, I mean, that's not something in our hands. It is something the call taken by the architects. And how they decide based on a two factor called ROI, return on investment. Like, not written doesn't mean that always the profit. Written is like how much services that we are getting benefited out of it. Now let's say you're paying $1,000 per month and it is saving you from the multiple attacks. Now imagine if there is a ransomware happened in your organization and they have got the formula for Coca-Cola. Now, how much they can actually ransom? I mean, how much money they can actually demand to get the files back?
Millions of dollars.
Now, when we compare this $1,000 with millions, now you understand what I mean? The return on investment.
Yes, sir.
Now, let's say if it is a traditional antivirus I mean, it is like antivirus for your individual machine. Now, let's say Manoj machine got impacted and he doesn't have anything critical. Let's say he has one of the VM which is impacted with ransomware, and his VMware doesn't have much of a personal data. It just has some of his research pages or some of his work, but it's not critical. Now, let's say the ransomware asked the person who impacted or the attacker asked $1,000. Okay, they asked $1,000 to get the encryption key. Now, will Manoj pay that $1,000?
No, sir.
Simply, he can just delete the VM and then create another VM,
Yes, sir. Right.
which is like zero of cost. Again, what I'm saying is how people usually take the call. That is based on Next-Gen AV and this. Now you feel like Next-Gen AV is super good, right? I mean, Next-Gen AV is everything. It can detect a number of things. Now, then why people are not only using Next-Gen AV? Why there was a requirement came up for EDR? Why? Okay, the one more thing that I have to say is there are some drawbacks with Next-Gen AV. Again, this is cloud-based. So when we say cloud-based, they are behavior-based. There is a huge, or I would say, possibility, or there is a high possibility, or I would say potential for false positives. So here in the traditional AV, it is a clear-cut match, right? So whatever it is actually found to be a signature or malware, see, if traditional AV says it's a malware, then it is 100% it's a malware because it's a clear-cut match. But now NextGen is, if NextGen antivirus is saying that, let's say Manoj is trying to encrypt 50 files on his machine. Or when we say encrypt, it is nothing but he's like zipping the files. So can this always be a behavior of ransomware? Can we say Manoj detected 50 files and I can say, yeah, it's a ransomware. Let me delete the file. I mean, let me delete the host.
No.
Is it a clear-cut decision that you can take?
No, sir.
No,
Of course
sir.
not, because 50 files is something that even we do as a usual behavior, right? Let's say I asked him to share some files. He has like 50 photos that he's zipped and he want to share it with me. Now, I can't consider that as a direct. I mean, the confidence of the detections is less. That is what I'm trying to say. So there's a huge false positives potential, so which will actually bombard your organization with too many false positives. That is the risk that you have to take. Now, what do you think is? I mean, now next-gen antivirus is done and antivirus is done. Then what next?
So, sorry, I just want to add something on traditional one and the next generation. So I think we miss the one is the one we can say the memory. The machine is slow due to those antivirus. It could be, am I right?
Even the
Yeah, because
next-gen, I
antivirus,
mean, that's
because
not the
whenever
max.
we already have antivirus, like it's our machine is getting slower when we are going for any
Even
website.
again, that's a good point. But what I'm trying to say is, when it comes to next-gen AV or AV, it's not going to make a too much difference in terms of the performance. That's where EDR comes into the picture.
Yeah.
So in terms of memory, traditional AV and next-gen AV are like, I mean, that is what something I'm going to cover for EDR. Or maybe, I think you already brought it up, I can just make drawback is performance
Performance. Yeah.
of endpoint. Performance of endpoint will be impacted because of its RAM space consumption, CPU utilization, memory utilization, etc. Because of this, I mean, this is the same drawback in traditional antivirus at the same time at next-gen antivirus.
Yeah.
Now
So
that's where we got EDR into the picture. I mean, what is EDR, how it actually benefited, and how it actually works, we'll just see in just some time. Yeah, go on. Someone was speaking. Sorry to cut you off.
okay, so sir, these are the drawbacks of the next gen AV, right?
Notably, yes.
So this is the file-based detection is also available in the drawbacks of traditional AV. It is also in this also. Okay.
Yeah, file-based detection is a basic signature, basic attack detection. So that is plus and this. So it will be signature-based plus behavior-based.
So these are the drawbacks, or these are the
No,
benefits of
these
this.
are the drawbacks. Here are the drawbacks.
Then,
Okay, let me put this way. These are the drawbacks of next-gen AV. And these are the benefits of next gen AV.
So the next gen AV is is also provide the file based detection and behavioral based
Yes,
based.
both.
Okay. So
Even
it also do the
EDR,
file based detection.
even EDR also does file based detection. That is a basic.
Then
Behavior
then
based.
why it is the drawback for traditional antivirus file based detection?
Because it is only able to it will only work for the file based, not anything else. But file based detection itself is not required. We need something else. That is what behavior based detection is.
Okay.
So is
It is detecting only.
file-less detection, sir, or not?
Come again? You just
Is
cut in between.
behavior-based detection is same as the file-less detection?
No. File based is based on signature. Behavior based is based on
No,
behavior.
sir. I'm asking about the file-less, not the file-based.
Oh, fileless and behavior.
Yes, sir.
Yes, that's right.
Yeah, that's what I try to make sure.
Hmm.
And also, sir, so that next generation antivirus, right, sir? If it's a cloud-based, it needs internet to work, right? It doesn't work offline. We cannot run malware offline while it's offline, not connected to the internet. The cloud-based.
That's a very good question. It depends on the vendor to vendor. If you take a Falcon as an example, it works in both offline and online. And most of the vendors provide you the same, but there are few vendors, they only provide you online, not offline. So they are vendor specific. You just
But
need to choose.
on-premises next generation antivirus, they work on offline too, right?
Yeah.
On-premises. I think only the cloud-based.
Okay, you mean the license they provide on-prem and the cloud. Is it? I mean, let's say if you don't want to put the data on cloud and you want on-prem.
No,
Is it
no,
what your question is?
Yeah, that is a different case, sir. What I'm saying is on a cloud-based next generation antivirus, it might not work without internet, but on-premises antivirus, it works without internet. It doesn't need internet.
So there are two different ways next gen antivirus works. In terms of next gen antivirus, you will still have something called as a server in your organization on-prem. And see, now all your endpoints will communicate with that particular server, and this server will be connected to internet.
Okay.
Or cloud. So during the offline, mostly all the known signatures, known behaviors will be detected by this server.
Okay.
You're getting my point? And
Yeah.
once it is back to online, once let's say your server is back to online, I mean, of course, mostly this will be connected to the internet because it will be in your database. So in case if there is any network interruption, obviously the data or files will be stored as a backup or in the buffer, and those will be pushed to this particular cloud instance once they are back online. And same thing happens with most of the clouds, and even same thing happens with a Splunk as well, if I'm not wrong.
Okay.
Is it clear?
Yeah, but like on-premises antivirus, even if there is an internet outage, right, it is still work as it's supposed to be. But the cloud-based might not work if there is no internet at all.
Cloud-based,
that is my question.
Cloud-based even work, but with a very limited functionalities. What happens is the agent which is sitting on your computer will be having some knowledge on it.
Okay.
Again, it's like you understand, the cloud will work 100%. But what agent does is, whatever it is critical or critical behaviors, you will still be protected by that agent. Agent which is sitting on it will be able to take some actions without communicating to the cloud. That is how you will be protected both online and offline. But again, very
because of the
limited,
cache?
very limited, very limited benefits you get from the offline. Like only critical, like if it is like mostly file based, and next thing is in terms of any critical ransomware detections, only those will be able to take some actions. But again, to get the full access or full protection, of course, your machine need to be connected to the network.
Okay.
For the cloud instances.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Not on premises. Yeah, it will work.
On-prem, even I think same case with the on-prem as well. On-prem is nothing but you just need to have the VPN on to communicate with that particular internal server,
Oh,
right? Again, to have the VPN, again, you should be connecting to the internet. Without internet, how can you connect to your intranet? But again, if it is a LAN, that's a different story. But I'm speaking only about your computer, PC.
Yeah. On the computer, yes, you are right.
Yeah, if it is like research machine, which is a desktop sitting in your office, which has only LAN network, then it doesn't need internet.
Yeah, on the isolated environment where you research about, how
Right.
it,
So these are like different scenarios.
Sir, like next gen antivirus is a totally cloud based, right?
Yes, we can consider that. Yes.
Okay, then how it is going to affect the performance of our endpoint like RAM, CPU, memory, and all?
Because still the agent is still on your machine, right?
It is cloud based, no? So
See,
it will, how
though
it
it is on the cloud based, the agent which is sitting on the endpoint is still on your, agent which need to work is still on your endpoint. That I'll explain you in the EDR. There you will get the clarity.
Okay.
All right. Maybe I will take some more time to discuss about some more drawbacks of next-gen antivirus, which reminded me some more during this particular discussion. High detection of false positives, performance of endpoint, and
higher cost also will be the drawbacks, right?
high cost.
Yeah, compared to the additional AV.
Yes, sir.
I mean, you can consider it, but I see, of course, if you're getting extra benefits, of course, you have to pay for the premium. So I don't see it as a drawback. Maybe if it is like comparatively in the competition, if it is pricing more, then it can be a drawback. But all the next-gen antivirus usually be in the same band. Now, the other drawback that I can consider is response or access response and investigation or analysis, I would say. So now, in the next-gen antivirus, what they do, they just give you, they just identify whether it is malicious, bad, or good, and they give you alert and then gone. That's it. Will it provide you any detailed analysis? It'll just give, what next-gen antivirus says, they'll throw you alert called malware detected, right? And it'll give you the file name, file hash, file path, process name, what else? Maybe this. It will just give you this information and say malware detected. And you are the one who need to work on it and then figure out what kind of malware it is. Will it be able to identify what malware it is on by its own for fileless malware? Mostly not.
No, sir.
Mostly they'll not. So, but when it comes to the investigation, the speeding of the investigation or for the quick investigation, it will not provide you any additional help for detecting the malware. And next one is response. Now let's say the only action that this will take or only actions that you get to take from the next gen AV is whether kill the file or delete the file or keep the file. Only two actions. Will you be able to stop the now let's say on Manoj's machine I see abc.exe is running and encrypting 50 files. Okay, or let's say 500 files, which is a malicious behavior, isn't it? It can be a suspicious behavior, and you investigated it, and you found. After it has like 500 files that is encrypted, your antivirus is still not confident. But what it what action it has taken is, it has stopped the file called abc.exe because it is matching with behavior, suspicious behavior. Am I right? Now, ABC is encrypting 500 files, and your antivirus saw this is a malicious or suspicious behavior, and it has stopped the process which is running on the machine. Now, is this file is quarantined? Is this file removed from the machine?
No, sir. No, sir. Not
It is
removed.
still
No,
on the
sir.
machine. Now, if you want to remove this file, what you have to do? You have to reach out to Manoj, or you have to reach out to IT team, and you have to ask
Yes,
them
sir.
to remove the file manually. And you all know how long will it take to reach out to the user or manage, IT team to remove the file? It will take easily 1 to 2 days.
Depends on the behavior of the malware.
I mean, from the behavior, it is already stopped. So there is no urgency.
Yes, sir.
It is not running. It is still, but it is still there on the machine, which means that Manoj can execute it again,
Yes, sir.
or malware can be re-executed it. Now, you have to reach out to the IT team and they have to find Manoj. And imagine it is happened on a Friday evening and Manoj left for a vacation by leaving the computer on his home, connected to the internet. You're getting my point? This happened on
Yes,
Friday
sir.
evening, and Manoj connected to the machine, to the internet, or to the Wi-Fi, and he went out for a vacation. He went out for a party. Now, will Manoj be able to help you to assist to delete the file within few hours?
No, sir.
But IT team, if you get hold of IT team, they can take the backup. I mean, they can take the back console and they can delete within just 2 to 3 hours. So what I'm saying is, anyway, the response time here to delete the file is minimum of 2 to 3 hours. I'm just taking minimum, but getting hold of IT team on a Friday evening is not that easy. If somebody who's already there, they'll understand it. It's not that easy to get that attention. Now tell me, 2 to 3 hours is not sufficient for an attacker to re-execute this file?
Yes, sir. Absolutely right. Possible.
Yes, it is
So what I'm
possible.
saying is 2 to 3 hours is only for this particular file. What if abc.exe has executed another file which is xyz.exe, which is a dropper file, and that is actually exfiltrating all the data? Within 2 to 3 hours, entire data from this machine will be already exfiltrated. And does antivirus is able to take xyz action on any xyz file?
Yes,
No,
sir.
because it doesn't have any malicious behaviors. So only behavior was abc.exe, which means that still the response action, the time to take for the response is more. That is one more drawback of this next-gen antivirus.
Next gen antivirus.
What is it? A response and the way that gives you the analysis. I mean, how it provides you the analysis of it. And next one is data visualization. Okay. Data visualization. Now, let's say you want to see all the data in the dashboards and you want to control, you want to understand what's actually happening in your organization. Will you be able to do it with the next-gen AM? I mean, again, next-gen AV few provides the dashboard and few companies usually doesn't provide. So, they provide you the basic dashboards, but to get the in-depth or more researchable dashboards or to research or to investigate the data using the AV, it will not be possible. Or I would say data visualization and investigation to better understand. Okay, that will be not possible through next-gen AV. Again, you have to come back to SIEM or any other tools to do your investigation. So that is one of the drawback of next-gen antivirus. And all these drawbacks were covered in
By EDR.
EDR. So what is EDR? What are the benefits of it and how it's going to overcome all these things? We'll discuss in the tomorrow's session.
Sir, I have a question here. So
Let's
this
go on.
next gen AV is completely based on behavioral pattern, right?
Not
So
completely. It is the combination of file-based and behavior-based detection. And
oh,
even
mm.
some of the next-gen AVs comes with something called as threat intel-based detection.
Okay, sir. So this file-based deduction, combination of file-based, behavioral-based. So this is kind of IT team has to set up policy or
No,
it
no, no,
is
no, no. They are based on the machine learning. It is automatically in the system.
okay, done by vendor.
No policies, nothing for that. They are based on machine learning, and behaviors will be based on the detection of TTPs. That I'll cover in the EDR more.
Okay.
Yes,
Sir,
sir.
can you
Okay, sir.
explain once
Sir,
again explain the benefits of next generation? First point, file-based detection, behavior-based.
Could you repeat that question, please?
Sir, can you explain once again explain first benefit like file-based detection, behavior-based ML you have written, no? Yes.
Mm-hmm. Maybe to make it better. So you know what is file-based detection?
Actually,
File-based detection is nothing but signature-based detection. It is based on the signature or the hash value. Okay. And when it comes to behavior, it is based on the behavior of the file. Like how it is actually behaving. Is it anything? Let's say example. You opened Outlook. Okay. You know Outlook, right?
right.
You opened Outlook and you one of your friend sent you an email with a PDF in it. Okay. Your friend sent you a PDF. So Outlook opening PDF, is it malicious?
No.
Of course not. That is what usually we do. Now let's say this PDF opened, after you open the PDF, automatically the back channel opened Chrome. Is it malicious?
Yes.
Yes.
Maybe directly not malicious, I can say suspicious.
Yes.
Clear?
Yes.
Yes,
And
sir.
now Chrome downloaded a file called xyz.exe without your intention, without your involvement.
Sir, it is malicious.
Now, if you see the entire behavior, now Outlook, a PDF file which you opened for review, is downloading a file. Is it known behavior or expected behavior?
Non-behavior.
Non-behavior.
It is of course a malicious behavior.
Yes, sir.
Now
Yes,
let me put another example. You downloaded something called as let's say Zoom.exe. You downloaded Zoom.exe using your console. Using your internet, just because you want to attend this particular session. And Zoom is asking you for permission for camera and audio.
Microphone.
Is it malicious?
No, sir.
No.
No, sir.
Now, Zoom is sharing your session. Zoom is sharing your screen and recording your screen. Is it malicious?
No.
No, sir. No, sir.
Now, Zoom is giving mouse control to some other user.
Sir,
Is it
it's
malicious?
yes, it's malicious.
It's
Taking a
malicious.
permission of the
Malicious.
user.
No, with the permission. With the permission.
No,
No,
then no malicious.
Of course not. Now let's consider the same thing. It's not Zoom, it's joon.exe that you downloaded. Okay.
Malicious.
And it is doing all these things.
It's a malicious.
100% it is malware. Now you understood what is the difference between the file-based detection and behavior? What do you mean by the behavior?
Okay.
Clear?
Yes.
Saurav, I see your hand raised. Go on. If you're speaking, I can't hear you anything, unfortunately. Sorry.
Sir, can
Deepak,
you please explain the last 2 points of the drawbacks of next-gen AV?
yeah. The response and analysis. What do you say? Maybe I'll explain this tomorrow.
Arvind, I'm audible? Hello. Hello, Arvind.
Don't know what yeah, I hear you, Saurabh.
Hello, Arvind. I'm audible.
Yes,
just
I
my
hear you now.
query is that you were recently sharing the example of Zoom.
Right.
Suppose we are using right now we are connected with our end devices with laptop and someone was joined with this session with the mobile.
Right.
Right. And you are presenting us each and everything. Suppose I'm writing in the group chat, or suppose right now I'm going to attach a file which is having a malware, and all the 100 people will download that file in their laptop right now. So my question is that Zoom will detect at their end that it is a malware. Inbuilt Zoom has a EDR that before downloading or before uploading from my side the malware file in the Zoom right now and circulate to all of the joining member in the Zoom. I want to understand that Zoom inbuilt has a EDR or Zoom take the responsibility that right now any file, malicious file is uploaded by anyone right now and it is be downloaded to everyone laptop and
Okay,
device.
I'll tell you. So if Zoom will only be take care of the applications which are available on their legitimate sites. If you are downloading the Zoom from their legitimate site or authentic site, then obviously there is no chance that you will not be getting a malware. I mean, again, not 100%, but Zoom will take that responsibility. So if you're downloading the Zoom from legit source or from their authorized partner, authorized domains, and you are downloading a malware from it, then it means that the Zoom got compromised. Their website got compromised.
No. Actually, my question is that if I am upload anything from right now in the Zoom call, in the group chat, if I upload any PDF and that is having a malware, so it will automatically download by, suppose if I upload any file, that is an important question for ADR for the interview, and everyone will download that file from right now in the group chat. So so Zoom inbuilt EDR will stop that downloading to each and every
No, it will not.
device.
See how it works is when you upload any file to the Zoom, before it is uploading to the chat, it will do some quick scanning. Zoom will do it. And if it
It
finds
means
it is
Zoom
not
having inbuilt
malicious,
antivirus or EDR, some protection facility will be there on the side of Zoom, right?
again, that will not be, see, antivirus or EDR will only be working with the agent on it. You're getting my point? So what we are talking about is called application security. That's not EDR, endpoint security. You're getting my point? So what kind of files need to be uploaded, whether it need to be scanned, how to do it, that is within the application. Even if you file and upload, that is on the application. That is what something comes under application security, not endpoint security. You're getting the difference? Now, let's say you uploaded some file and Zoom failed to scan it, but it is it has successfully triggered a malware in it. Now, if we download the malware on our machine, let's say you shared it as a very important interview questions, then obviously my curiosity will make it to download. Am I right?
Right.
Now,
Right.
if I download it, if once it is downloaded, it is in my instance. Now, if I have an AV or traditional AV or EDR based on my protection level, my system able to protect me. There is nothing to do with the Zoom now.
But everyone don't have antivirus. Then it means it will separate. It will be spread easily.
100% yes. That is where application security will take the action. They will take the serious controls whenever you're uploading the file. Now you try to upload the ransomware or exe file to the Zoom, it will not accept.
Okay.
So getting my point? That is the application security level, Saurabh. You can just do some research on the application security, you will get what I'm actually talking about.
No, I was
That's
thinking like
nothing
that.
to do
Suppose
about EDR.
because I think I'm
No,
thinking
I
from
get
some
your
other
point,
perspective.
but it's not that easy to,
Means,
for this
basically,
known reputations, for this known we can do it. But
that is
consider
a Zoom, but
WhatsApp as an example. In WhatsApp, there's no restriction. You can upload anything. You can spread anything. They do not scan for the files. But not the same case with Zoom and other known. They're different.
basically I'm thinking from the side of the attacker, that suppose I'm running a fake institute. So suppose I'm going to throw a free session for the EDR, and I'm sending an email to everyone that joined this session. I'm giving a free session for the EDR, and most of the people will join on the basis of free. And when they all will join, I will circulate some fire, not ransomware, some any
Malware,
malware,
simply put.
and it will be impacted hundred thousands of people simultaneously.
That's what I'm saying. Then where you need to share the file to get all these people impacted?
On that any meeting link.
Let's say Zoom. Let's say in this particular session, I want to share the files. If you want to share the malware, you just try it. Go to the files and then go to your computer, select any malware on your machine, and try to upload it, and see what happens. Or maybe let's say I have something. Let me see if I have a malware file. I can show it right away. I mean,
I can understand that
what I'm trying to say is
Zoom, Google Meet, Teams are the trustable. Suppose I share the link of some Telegram link and some other third-party chat link for the video call. There are multiple n number of meeting. You can join the call or meeting with n number of third-party software also, like Telegram and some other sort of joining links also.
Then it should be called as your personal risk.
That's why I'm mentioning.
Clear? I mean, we are mixing up so many.
Security, right, sir?
You are mixing up on so many things here. Usually, if you consider from the organization perspective, Saurabh, we don't use unofficial email links. We don't use unofficial. I mean, I'm thinking it from not from an end user perspective. I'm checking it from a organization perspective. I mean, of course, what you said is right. Telegrams and other things can be used to spread. I mean, everywhere it is malware. So that's the reason why if you're not going to afford for a next gen AV, which is cost, then at least you should have the basic AV, which is freeware. All right. Now maybe Saurabh, it is too early to understand this, but once we are I mean, today is just a basic. So once we start looking about the functionalities of the EDR and everything, then you will see what I'm actually trying to say here. With that being said, I think we are already 13 minutes ahead of our session. So if nobody has any questions, we'll just drop off for today. If anybody has any questions, you can reach out on WhatsApp. If not, I'll see you all tomorrow.
Are you giving the video link by email?
No, that that you will get the communication from the admin team. How you used to get it for how you used to get it before for the Splunk?
We have a separate application for this.
Same thing.
Same
It is the same. It is the same. It will be not shared on the email.
So it's on a WhatsApp group?
No, it's on the LMS.
No, Manoj, I think as you're new,
I joined only. I joined from today.
That's what I'm saying. As you are new, you will be getting a separate access for it. Admin team will communicate back to you on that.
Okay, let's see. I will check with them.
They will provide. They will provide to you. Don't worry.
Hello. You said hello, sir. You were saying that you are going to share the notes for all the sessions.
Yes.
So it will be available on the LMS, or you can share it.
No, I'll share it on the WhatsApp.
Okay. By today or after?
Maybe by Saturday. Friday evening. Tomorrow I'll share it. Okay. I need to make some modifications to it, and then I'll share
Okay, sir.
Okay.
All right, guys. We crossed already the scheduled time. We'll see you all tomorrow.
Okay, thank you, sir. Bye.
Okay.
Thank you,
Bye.
sir.
Great
Bye.
session.
Thank you, sir. Bye bye.
Thank you.